Greetings and welcome to Scape Games. I'm Kedro, the DM here at Scape Games, and you found your way into the second party for this channel. Sit back and enjoy the short-form sessions with the Dragon family and friends. Now, on to the show.
Alright, welcome back everybody to episode 12 of Vertigo Games. Last time we were here, we had started the new day, the day before the Full Moon Festival, where we received a summons to the Celestial Gateway Emporium by a Master Lao Sungshen, who had reported that somebody had left a unusual piece of furniture in his home that had been causing great distress in his home to both him, his family, and his animals. Upon hiring us, we made a contract and we began our investigation of this object, which turned to be a giant chest filled with magical items. Where we found
we had a new little critic.
We found a magic mirror, some magic scrolls, several magical objects, including a herb of halting of age. We found a lucky cricket, a attack fan,
a pin,
and some other items. Upon completion of examination of all the items, we were rudely set upon from the front door by what appeared to be emissaries from the Imperial Court, by 6 men in jade masks, and a small man who said to be from the Imperial Court. Through some tense exchanges, we were given a deadline of 1 day to turn the chest over, with no destination, weirdly, back over to the Imperial Court, or there would be repercussions. Following upon that, after some preparation, we have begun to set and be in wait for whatever could happen in the middle of the night. When that time came, there appeared a spectral woman who appeared lost with the chest, and that's where we'll pick up next.
Also,
All right.
Did we ever get the results of what I saw outside when I was going to go out after they left?
Nope.
You hadn't gone out after they left. Yep. That said, so the ghostly woman is in front of you. Everyone give me a wisdom save.
Oh, sure. Wisdom.
14.
14.
21.
Oh,
Okay.
22.
All right. So, HP and Delin, you are unaffected. Atreus and Lexi, you feel paralyzed and stand there with a look that's a mix of fascination at her beauty and horror at the spectered nature for the next minute.
Lexi, are you okay? Lexi. She can't talk. HP. What
HP,
happened?
as she floats before you, she holds out her hand in sort of a gesture of peace, turning to each one of you, bowing and making that same gesture of speech, and then begins casting a spell. Do you do anything in reaction?
We bow.
All right. HP, you hear a voice in your head. Question mirror, left candle, snuff. Right, light, left, light. 9 questions. How help, how enter, what danger, what luck, how finished, why trapped.
Oh, it's all about the box. I'm still
What
frozen.
a minute.
I don't hear this.
Not as of yet.
Not as of yet.
We don't hear this.
And then
It's in his
that
head.
feeling in your mind ends.
I look toward the woman.
Can we look yet?
HP.
Are we
Yeah,
still
the
frozen?
effect
Are you
is
okay?
Still frozen.
Oh, what?
It
You
has
just
not
said
been a
effect
minute.
What's going on, HP?
I have no idea.
And then she fades from view, and you two are released from that fascinating spell.
Wow, that was a crazy feeling.
There was something that happened with HP. I don't know what it was.
Something happened?
Yeah, she spoke a riddle,
What'd she tell you?
a whole bunch of stuff. I cannot begin to repeat.
Could the DM repeat it for HP?
You didn't by chance write that down, so
With your high intelligence, you can remember.
yeah.
Question mirror. Left candle light. Snuff. Right light. Left light. 9 questions. How help? How enter? What danger? What lock? How finish? Why trapped?
9 questions might be the 9 boxes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, we have to like.
Okay, so
right
what were all the
candle.
objects in our things? So we had the pin in which drawer?
Top left.
Okay, and then we had the
I
fan
went-
in which drawer?
Top right. No. Oh no, I should have remembered this. I should have wrote this down. But all items went from left down, right top, right bottom, right middle because I'm an idiot, middle. So, HP, do you remember the sequence that I took the stuff out in? The items.
Maybe the lucky cricket will help us to
I was
remember.
busy identifying things while you were touching.
So, are you looking at the box?
I am looking at the box.
The box it's initially opened, has the mirror
Right.
and 2 candle sconces.
Right.
The left is off. We need to have the right on.
No, wait. Light left, snuff.
So, again,
right
question
light,
mirror.
right left.
Left candle, light,
Yep.
snuff.
So lighting that one
Light
Right
on,
candle,
Snuff it.
I'll take
light,
my...
and snuff
left,
it.
light. 9 questions. How help? How enter? What danger? What lock? How finish? Why trapped?
We need it written on the screen. Just because that
Don't
helps
worry,
me to
I got
visualize.
it. I got it.
I mean, we already have the mirror and we know what to do with the canvas.
I'm gonna
We've
take
got
my
that down.
tinderbox out, and I'm gonna light.
Okay.
I'm gonna light it, and I'm
Left
going
candle
to.
light.
And snuff it out.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna light the left.
Light.
I'm gonna hold back. I'm gonna reach forward and snuff it.
Sorry, I wasn't listening. Say again.
He's just following the
Light my
directions.
tinderbox. Light a match. Left. Pull back. Left snuff. Right. Left.
Okay.
Okay.
As you activate that, that mirror itself allows you kind of a view of her ethereal form. And she stands there looking imploring at you.
How can we help you?
My spirit is trapped within a crystal. You must enter the chest to destroy.
How can we enter it?
Open and close 3 times each to enter the chest.
What do you-
Cricket,
Go ahead.
Phoenix, Cinnabar, Plum, Flask.
What dangers will we find?
3 traps of mechanical nature. Right switch, left switch, walk center. Walk the Phoenix path. Open door. The spirits of ash in a tomb formed by the wind itself stand between you and my soul. Recite wind, recite sorrow.
What locks are we going to face on that door?
Right 1 rat, left 2 left tiger, right 1 snake, left 2 horse, right 2 monkey, left 3 rooster.
How can we finish the mission?
Shatter the crystal together. This will return you, perform the rite of the dead, so that my spirit might travel the lands beyond and be at peace.
Why were you trapped here?
I sought to hide my soul from the evil one. I created the box to protect me, but I was trapped through an accident.
Thank you.
Who's the evil one?
You still got 3 more questions. That's
Ooh,
number 2.
The
I'd say
evil
probably
one?
a little short.
I asked all the questions there.
The court of Warlord Sa seeks the power of my soul. My vile master has sold it to obtain evil powers. They must have been seeking me for centuries, but my prison is also my shelter.
What power do you possess?
No answer.
Yeah, we asked all the questions that were on her list of things.
But we still had 3. You asked the Lynn asked 1.
Mm-hmm.
I asked the 8th. We have one question.
I asked more than one. I asked the entire list of what he had. I asked how can we help you? How can we enter? What dangers do we find? What locks do we have on the door? How do we finish? And why were you trapped here? That's literally
six.
what he wrote.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's 6. And she said 9 questions.
Okay, that makes
And
sense.
I did 1, so that's 7.
I did 1, that's 8.
Okay, so what do we want for the 9th?
Should it be the family name that seeks her? Ooh. Oh, but we don't know that guy's name.
We could ask how the box got trapped here.
Would you like any of those
Or brought here.
repeated?
Everything.
We're gonna want it all written or repeated when we get to the thing.
Yeah.
That's the other question: is how did the box get there?
Yeah. How did you get here?
The box. How did you and the box?
How
get
did your prison
in the shop?
and shelter get here?
No answer.
All right.
Maybe it's 3 specific questions that we can ask beyond that, or
We
is it
did
3
ask 3
questions in general?
specific questions.
No, I meant.
So, well, only one thing to do.
No, I'm thinking more.
In we go. Open and close it 3 times.
Open and close what?
The
The
chest. The chest lid.
Yep, nothing happens.
Well,
She still seems to be sitting there behind the mirror.
So what?
Well, that
did we
didn't work.
miss?
open and close 3 times, each to enter the chest.
Each. We all have to do it.
Chest, cricket, phoenix, chamber, plum, flask.
Enter the chest. Open.
Oh, okay. Anybody else want to?
HP, you want to go next?
Close 3 times each to enter the chest.
I'll go next.
So you open and close it 3 times to
HP
enter the
was
chest.
so
Cricket,
invisible.
phoenix, cinnabar. We need all the components too.
I got
don't
them.
we?
I got them in my bag. I got them all. I got them all in the bag I have, except for the pin. You still have the
I'll
pin.
take.
No, you
Yeah,
don't
but-
have half those here. I'll give them to
Put
you,
them
but
back
you
in
had
the
thrown a
drawers.
bunch of them. Out.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
going to give you back the.
So I'll take everything and I'll put them in my inventory.
Okay.
Now try it.
1, 2, 3.
Nothing happened. She's still there staring at you.
Does it mean each one of us has to do it 3 times?
Well, and does each one of us need a component?
Or do you have to put them in? And,
Or do you have to put them in? Cricket, then phoenix, then cinnabar, then...
Yeah.
3 times. You
So,
put the cricket
top
in
right,
3 times.
Cricket, 1, 2, 3 on the top right. Phoenix, top left, 1, 2, 3. Cinnabar.
Give me wisdom checks.
Checks.
Because we're not doing the right thing.
Yep, no. That don't do
Only a 6 this time.
Okay.
20.
Yeah. Not
17.
6.
Okay. The 20, you would know in the what danger, she stated recite wind, recite sorrow.
Oh, crud.
3 traps of mechanical nature. Right switch, left switch, walk center, walk the phoenix path, open door. The spirits of ash in a tomb formed by the wind in itself stand between you and my soul. Recite wind, recite sorrow.
Gosh, I suck at these puzzles. I'm just better at...
Where are switches?
I don't think we're at that point yet. Maybe...
That'd be in.
I'm going to put everything back the way I found
Okay.
it.
Okay.
So, wind, sorrow, open and close
Fan.
3 times, right? At that point?
Fan... That would be then fan...
Thank God.
Okay, so...
Where's our call line? To you out there, we're going to call you.
I guess I better use it. Hey, yeah.
With you.
Also, hey. What does this mean? What does this mean?
So recite wind and recite sorrow. You
Wait,
may want to ask about those.
Okay.
Wait,
Good
wind.
question. So
Wind,
what do you
the
mean
fan.
by recite wind and
the
recite
fan.
sorrow?
It's the fan.
Dry wind blows to nowhere, formless and without a path.
Your fan.
This will keep the ash at bay.
Okay. And what about sorrow?
Phoenix.
Sorrow is departing. Sorrow is the loss, though comes for every man, like the fallen leaves toss.
It's the fan and the phoenix.
Okay.
I'm gonna put the fan and the phoenix back where they were.
You already put them all back.
Okay.
Yep.
So...
What's the right of the dead?
Oh,
And
that...
at this point, you see her fade away.
Adios! See ya!
But I want to know.
Adios, then.
How do we know the right of the dead? That's one of the other things we already are doing. Okay, so
Three times into the chest. Cricket, Phoenix, Cinnabar, Plum, Flask.
well, you're doing Cricket, Phoenix, Cinnabar, Plum Flask. Then you're doing the fan.
I'm gonna open each of them. I'm gonna open each. So I'm gonna open Cricket, Phoenix, Cinnabar, Plum, Flask, each 3 times in consecutive order.
Okay.
See what happens.
The mirror disappears, revealing a tiny hole behind it.
Can you move that over too?
Ooh, a tiny hole.
Oh,
Okay.
guess
Can
we
the
only got
cricket get in there? Or who can
No,
get
we-
in there?
only one way to find out. And
Did you do the fan at the end?
No, everything's back where it needs to be. So I guess I'm going in.
But then dry wind blows to nowhere, formless and without a path.
And upon uttering those words, the winds pound against the shutters, and a phantom leaves swirl around Lexi. The tiny hole begins to grow, and continues growing until it becomes a dark tunnel leading off into some extra-dimensional space.
Well,
I'm gonna check for traps as we go.
I'm hopping in behind her.
They were coming.
Yeah,
Coming
a
in,
dimensional hole usually is a trap in itself.
jumping in behind.
Don't know what you're talking about. We're supposed to be going in this.
Well, let's go.
I don't know. He's very good at
Don't
it.
split the party HP.
I'm grabbing HP by the scruff of his neck as we go in. Woo!
Go.
Too bad, we need you.
Walking through the tunnel, you finally come to an open room with a grand marble stairway, divided into 3 parts, left, center, and right.
3 traps.
Before the stairs
Yep.
are 2 pedestals with strange dog-like stone sculptures on them. The creatures have wide open mouths with sharp teeth and fierce eyes.
Okay.
Center.
No, wait,
Anything that looks like a switch?
I'm trying to read it.
Left switch, right switch.
Right.
left
Anything that
center.
looks like a switch in the room?
Perception.
3 traps of mechanical nature. Right switch, left switch, walk
I'm
center.
not rolling good this
So
time.
I'm gonna walk over
Perception?
to the.
10.
Not that you can find.
I'm gonna walk over to the right dog, and I'm gonna take my sword and put it in its mouth.
It doesn't seem to move.
Do I feel anything inside the mouth?
Your sword does go in quite a ways,
Reach
almost
that
an
hand
arm's
in.
length.
Reach that
I got a
hand in.
14 perception.
Mage hand. Mage hand.
Mage-Hand. Mage-Hand, ladies and gentlemen.
You can, looking in the dog's mouth, you can see some switches in the back.
Okay, I'm gonna reach with the mage hand in.
Yeah.
Okay,
Wait, how many switches do we see in
Hand
there?
in
One
there.
in each
Well,
mouth.
there's 2 dogs, so
Okay,
it'll be
so-
right and then left.
Yeah, do right then left, and then we'll walk down the center path.
All right. So as you do that, each dog, it clicks and the mouth kind of opens slightly. The stairwells on the left and right fade away into dust.
Okay, so we walk up the center.
Yep, we walk towards center.
We're looking for that phoenix.
Continuing on, once past the stairway, you come to a grand, kind of 180-foot length paved space.
Okay.
Oh,
It's a swirling pattern of marble. The tiles are black, orange, white, and green. Each marble is tiled 5 foot by 5 foot. Across that bridge is a courtyard beyond, which you can see a vast fortress of dark granite.
well,
It looms some 100 foot above you. And yet there's not a single window upon its facade. There's only a single doorway into the fortress at the base, directly across from the bridge.
Is there anything on the door that we can see at our distance?
Not from this far.
So
Checking
would
the floor.
Phoenix path be the orange path?
And
I wanna check the floor for symbols and or other distinguishable marks.
this is
Or is
the
there an ashy path?
bridge that you see.
Can I check the bridge for markings of any sort?
Investigation check.
Got the
13.
hiccups.
No markings that you find.
I'll check.
I'll check too.
I'm also while everybody is looking, and I've finished looking, I'm gonna pull out that
No mark.
Phoenix emblem, and I'm gonna
markings.
hold it
I
in
got
front of me,
22.
see if that does anything.
So all of those items are still in the chest.
Oh yeah, I forgot to take them out. Oh well.
I'm telling you.
Uh,
Okay, right, little man?
do I see like any rocks, small pebbles?
Not here, no.
I feel like it's the color. The question is it the more black, ashen?
I'm just going to step on the orange tile directly in front of me.
Okay.
Ooh, Raiders.
Might be getting here.
You move there, and you are able to stand there just fine.
Okay.
Okay, now I need to see the list.
So go on to another orange and see if you're still
No,
okay.
step left on the black one.
Whoops.
Go on to another orange and see if
I
it's
can't
still
see
safe.
the. I can't see the. I can't see the. No, I can't see the thing. The list. I can't see the.
The next step is
The
opening
Phoenix
the door,
Path.
so we have to do the Phoenix Path the whole way.
Right, 2 monkeys.
Move me up 2 oranges. Am I good?
Yep.
Move me up the rest of the oranges.
All right. Lexi makes her way across.
All right, move up the oranges, I guess.
Okay, check the door for traps before we actually go in.
Everyone following the orange
I am
path.
following Lexi.
Yes.
Are we following Lexi, Raven?
Wait, can't you guys fly? Or the disc? Wait, discus across! Discus!
He can't go. Well, I guess I could over this. But.
HP?
Yeah, follow the orange.
Okay. You're able to pass the bridge.
Don't worry, HP, it's not the craziest thing we've done.
So checking for traps on the door before we open it.
I'm gonna just look at the door, see if there's any sort of markings or it's anything on it.
Once past the bridge, you come upon a large structure with no windows and only one door. The building is made of a gray granite. The door doesn't seem to be trapped or locked.
Okay, so open the.
Okay. Beyond the doors is a long hall, at least 100 yards. It is unlit, though. The walls are perfectly smooth, as is the floor and ceiling. At the end of the hall is a notably sized door made of iron with a dial set in the middle of it.
Can anyone light this place?
That's what I'm looking for.
I guess I'll just use one of my torches.
Okay.
My last torch.
Okay.
Okay.
But I thought you had like 200 of them.
So let's see. Our next
Put them
step:
all
the
back.
spirits of ash in a tomb, formed by the wind in itself, stand between you and my soul. Recite wind, recite sorrow, and then we're dealing with the lock next.
So I'm just gonna start making my way down the hallway.
Okay. You make it up to the door, and a silver lever is to the right of a dial which has 3 positions, up and down, and center. The dial has depictions of animals on it, and there are 6 of them, including rat, rooster, horse, monkey, tiger, and snake.
Okay.
So right 1 rat,
Right, yeah. So I'll do right 1 rat,
Okay.
2 left,
2 left tiger, right a snake, left 2 horse, right 2 monkey, 3 left roosters.
Okay. The door shudders momentarily as you hear a clicking mechanism behind it, and then it begins to open.
Run away!
Beyond, you see a huge chamber with 20 entrances, including the one that you just are standing in front of. Particles of ash drift through the air like gray rain, obscuring vision.
I'll go.
In the center of the chamber is a white circle of about a 20-foot radius. Across the room are humanoid forms comprised of entirely of ash and smoke, and they seem to be wandering in your direction,
Recite wind,
asking,
recite sorrow.
"Who are you?"
Wind and sorrow.
We are seekers that seek to free this place.
Wind and sorrow.
They begin moving more quickly in your direction
In which direction?
when
Draw
he says
both.
that.
What if I say wind and sorrow?
They continue to move.
I throw my torch forward and I draw both sabers.
What if we wave the fan?
We don't have the fan. I put everything back.
Dry wind blows to nowhere, formless and without a path. This will keep the ash at bay.
So, as you say that, those ashen smoke figures recede to the edges of the room and seem to be held there in place.
Way to go, Lexi.
I walk into the center of the.
Sorrow is
White
the parting,
circle.
sorrow is the loss, though comes for every man like the fallen leaves toss.
Upon reciting those words, the room fades from sight and is replaced by a peaceful sight, which seems to extend on forever in every direction. The sky is gray, empty, and although providing a dim light which you can somewhat see by. Before your party is a large, ornate platform constructed out of jade. On top of the platform is a whirling hemisphere of wind and color. The howls of the wind are as loud as a hurricane, but the air on the platform seems to be perfectly still.
So we go up to the... I don't know about anyone else. I go up to the platform.
I follow.
I follow.
HP, cover us from the back.
Are you still hiding HP?
Yes.
I can't.
When we
He's
reach
a
the
steady-
platform, what do we see?
That large kind of swirling hemisphere of color.
Is there a crystal?
Not that you can see within it because of that swirling wind of color.
I'm going to get into a defensive pose and just begin walking forward.
If I recite again, the dry wind blows to nowhere, formless and without a path, this will keep you... No, that's not doing anything.
So that one doesn't seem to do anything.
No.
I
What's
begin
the
walking
next?
forward into the sound of wind.
It's the rite of the dead.
You're
Yes.
walking into that color?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see.
Time to take some damage.
Time, yeah.
Oh, God.
Ooh.
Well, it was nice
Do we
knowing
need to pull you out?
Probably.
I'll get one of my ropes and try to pull and try to.
No, let's see what happens.
As you move into the wind, you feel this burst of force energy that shunts you backward and kind of rips at your skin and armor. You take 24 points of damage.
Anything change after he goes in and that happens?
Does not.
Atreus, are you okay in there?
I'm thrown back.
Do
Don't
we
go.
need to
Don't
throw
go in
you
there.
a rope?
I'm behind you. I was thrown
It says
backwards.
to recite wind and recite sorrow when
thought you
it's
were
standing
still in
between
there,
you
so-
and the
No,
soul.
I'm behind you.
Yep, you
I
I
recited
got
wind.
thrown by the force.
I recited
Yeah,
sorrow
but
as
that was
well.
still
That's
within
what
the
I read
thing.
second.
No,
Ah,
I could
apologies.
use some.
Didn't
I
hear
could
that.
use a crystal,
Sorry, you
please.
really shouldn't have gotten hurt. I already recited sorrow and he just
Yeah, I
didn't
didn't hear
me.
that part.
It was
So,
the second part I read.
Reciting sorrow. At that, the colors of the swirling wind become erratic, and the hemisphere starts to lose its shape.
Or maybe I didn't say it again after. We'll say it to be safe.
Okay.
Double. I said it the first time.
Yep.
But I need to say it a second time.
Correct.
So, sorrow is departing, sorrow is the loss, though comes for every man like the fallen leaves toss.
Yep.
Okay.
The wind howls in your ears with a deafening volume. Suddenly, the wind explodes in a myriad swirl of light which flows out at you in a great gust.
You might still have
You're
to
all
do it.
knocked to your knees, dazed by the power which you just unleashed.
Oh, I'm still on my back. I haven't gotten up yet.
At that point, Lexi and Atreus, you're knocked unconscious.
Oh, great.
Well, that's no fair.
You failed the
I'm the one
enthrallment
that
earlier.
recited it.
You failed the enthrallment earlier.
Enthrallment.
Yeah, that when you first saw it.
Shatter the crystal!
In the place of the hemisphere of wind is a pedestal with a large dark crystal upon it. The shadowy form of a beating heart is visible within it.
Ooh.
He's blowing bubbles.
I think we need to try to help them and get them up and running.
He's blowing bubbles all over.
So I pull one of your potions of healing out of your backpack, and I give it to you.
Aren't you a cleric?
Yeah, well, you got the healing.
True, but...
She's only one level.
All right. What is that?
2d4 plus 2.
2d4 plus 2.
And make sure to mark it off your inventory.
Yep,
It's a mouthful of bubbles in back here.
Oh my god, double fours.
Nice.
That's 10 points of healing?
Yep.
And I take Atreus. I'm going to take one more healing for Lexi. I'll pay
She was
you
wrong.
back. I'll pay you back.
fine. That's all.
So
But
I go over.
at the point that you're fed that potion, you also regain consciousness.
Ooh, yay.
Now I'm giving the potion to Lexi.
Okay. Thanks. And she doesn't need healing, so. Alright, I'm up. I'm up. I'm not doing that again.
So,
Nope.
where are we at?
Stand
I
behind
just
me.
woke
Ooh,
up.
was it?
What are we
Yep.
doing?
Well, we're healing
quite a
both
light
of
show.
you because you fell unconscious.
Have we broken the crystal yet?
No, we have not.
I'm grabbing both swords and I'm walking up to the pedestal. But I'm not stepping onto the platform of it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Everybody following me, please. I want to get this done. Wait, we can just give him the chest.
No.
Yeah, we can. If it's broken. There's no power of it. So we can just give him the chest.
Can I try to hit it with my bow?
No!
We're supposed to shatter the crystal.
Yeah.
Shatter it together.
It's fine.
Let's all do
I'll
it
also
together.
strike
I'm
it
gonna
with
do
my
mine
sword.
from a distance. You can do yours up close.
I'll strike it with my sword.
Okay. Just the two of you?
I'm gonna do a firebolt
Okay.
cantrip.
Okay.
A magic missile.
Probably takes one ding. It's crystal.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you all do it together, the crystal shatters and the space melts around you at that point in time. You all begin to fall suddenly.
Uh-oh.
A dark, malevolent voice can be heard laughing momentarily. Thank you for freeing the untamed heart and taking my burden upon yourselves.
Welcome!
The laughter can be heard again. Then in just another blink, you find yourselves back in the storeroom standing before the lacquered chest. A burning sensation stings your left arm.
Which one? All of us?
Yep.
Okay.
Looking down, you see a seared mark of what looks to be a downward pointed triangle with... within the triangle is geometry that almost looks like a face, and attached to the top are two curled-looking horn-like structures.
Oh, great.
Oh.
I didn't want a tattoo, and now I have this.
Yeah, not the
Miss
worst.
Cleric, can you do a religion
Yes,
check on
I
this
can.
tattoo that we've been given?
Do I have... Am I gonna
I
religion?
got
Nope.
Hang on.
But I guess I can take a crack because... I guess I can take a crack at it.
Okay.
14.
Save it for this bad boy.
13.
Go in the chest, they said. Destroy the crystal, they said.
Honestly, this isn't the worst...
I wanted to run away.
Honestly, this
Somebody
isn't
grabbed
the
me.
worst. This isn't the worst thing that has happened with malevolent forces in my life. So honestly, I'm surprised we got off this
That's what you
fight.
say, yeah.
What the two of you would realize
know
is
what this
that
does
it is one of the symbols for Orcus, a
Oh,
demon prince of hell.
Oh, ode of joy.
honestly, it's better. Yeah, we got one of the nicer ones.
Any way to remove
What
it?
roll did you get?
14.
Not that you know of.
13.
Shopkeeper was the only thing.
How do
He
we
is
do
not.
this?
And at that point, you also hear a heavy knocking upon the store's front door yet again.
Well, now I'm pissed off that I have this tattoo. So I'm going to open the door and say, what do you
We
want?
should have listened to the evil power being a part of this chest. Thank you for the lovely demonic mod.
Opening the door, you see a familiar form of 6 heavily clothed warriors, each wearing jade masks. Before them is the diminutive magistrate Fong. He waves his staff at you menacingly. You filthy barbarians have had the time to consider to bring me
Listen.
the chest.
Do you see this,
Do you
buddy?
see what we did?
Also,
Okay.
I'm picking up the chest, and I'm just taking it to the front door, and I'm like, dude, just take this and
Don't
go.
give him
No,
the chest.
no.
We have the curse from it. We might as well use the good stuff.
I don't care.
This-
Take it.
this
Just
is what
just
happened.
go.
He sees that as you show it to him, and you hear him chuckle slightly, and motion to his men. They all turn and begin walking away.
Oh no, you don't. Oh no, you don't,
I was
sir.
going to say
Sir,
something.
If you
We're
have the
tying
time
him
to,
up and getting info, because no,
And
you
as
know
they
what this
get
is.
3
Come
steps
here.
in, they all fade into mist.
Oh, of
of
course.
course they do.
Yeah. Evil, evil, evil.
Well, I
Well,
guess
guys,
it's not my
we're
call.
cursed.
No, we gotta
not
get
exactly.
uncursed.
Not exactly.
We
I
have to
think I
get
mean.
uncursed.
I
How
was,
is this not a curse?
oh, honest,
It's not just a tattoo.
Lexi. I've known cults that have done worse to me.
But we
I
don't
have-
know what
I-
this does.
I know. I have a contact who may be able to help us. It'll take some time to call him, though.
So as you're bringing that chest up, Master Lau comes up. I see that you have taken the curse of the lacquered chest upon yourselves. The Celestial Gateway Emporium is in your debt. The box and all of its contents are yours to keep, as are these. He hands each one of
So
you
wait,
another.
you knew what this chest was too?
I was not certain, no.
And you didn't tell us.
But you had an idea.
There are many boxes as of such. Not all of them are cursed in such a way. But seeing that symbol,
But
it is truly the box of dark secrets.
But
Continue, sir.
you knew of at least a faint knowledge of this box.
He
and
did
you,
tell us it was evil.
but he could have not explained it. A bit better?
Without knowing which chest it was and whether or not that was true.
Yes.
No.
I understand. So what were you saying, sir?
He hands each one of you another small pouch of gold. It actually includes double the agreed upon
Because that makes up for a curse.
price. So you gain
Double the money.
So
and
we
I need
each-
to get 10,000 off this.
So we each get 400 gold
total. Yep.
plus an additional 200 for completion.
And
Yep.
do you know how to get rid
But
of this
minus
curse?
Richco's
I do not.
portion.
Do you know anybody
Yeah.
who would know?
Unfortunately, we do not know of anyone that handles the demon
You know what
princes.
the curse involves.
You are probably bound to one of the demon princes of hell.
That's Orcus.
My soul? Give him my soul? Oh.
Potentially.
Hey,
Alright.
No.
He also
I'm
hands
a
you
wizard.
another
I
small
never
chest
wanted to be a
containing some
warlock.
items.
what?
What's in it?
Wait, what does he do?
He also hands you another small chest containing some items.
What's in it?
As he hands it over to you, may your ancestors show mercy and guide your path in these most interesting of times.
Oh, to joy.
What's in the chest?
Well, first off, there is a sai,
Ooh. Okay.
A sight.
S-A-I, like a short sword.
Oh.
The weapons I like. Okay.
And then the other item is actually a melee weapon of player's choice
Oh.
that is Karatorn in design and has an odd script written on whatever the type of weapon is in a language that you don't comprehend.
Would I may be able to know it? What language is it?
Wouldn't have this.
Is it deep speech?
Nope.
Would identify
Okay.
help at all?
Identify would give you,
To figure out what it does, at least.
yes.
Give me the bottle.
It's empty. Identify.
Well, I got a box.
So I will let you guys think over what you want that item to be, and we can have that for
Yeah,
next
that's
game.
up to you guys. If I'm getting a sigh, I'm happy.
Okay.
I have no idea what I want
Well,
because I don't know
It's
what
just
will
one,
be
right?
useful.
So it's just whatever we
Hey.
need the most in the party.
Hey,
Correct.
Hey, lucky cricket, huh?
it's a melee.
We share the
weapon,
lucky
right?
cricket.
Yes.
And your
Any
luck
melee weapon.
Basically, just ran out with this.
Well,
So you already have
we
the
didn't
plus
have
one
lucky
base.
cricket with
Plus
us while
look
we
at
were
what
in
other
there.
cleric weapons you can use.
I need your Raven.
4.
I need to send a message to my old master. You may be able to help us break this curse.
That's fine.
So
You can borrow. Did he come back yet, though?
Oh, he's right there, isn't he?
Well,
He's on her head.
we had sent him for the mayor, and I was never told he came back.
He can be back as of now.
Okay, so yes, you
Yeah,
can
he just landed on her head.
As long as he doesn't poop on me, I'm fine.
No, her head.
Oh,
But
long
I
as he
must
doesn't
message.
poke on
I
her
must
head,
send a
we're
message
fine.
to my old master. You may be able to help us. You helped me in the past. Get rid of my curse.
So a couple other notes on the items within the chest.
Yes.
The Phoenix hairpin. It's an elegant jade hairpin that is enclosed and has that phoenix feather motif, which, if worn by a female PC, raises the reaction adjustment in situations involving personal allure, as if your charisma was raised by 1 point.
Oh, that's good for you.
oh, that's good.
It does have a value of 6,000 gold.
So I'll put it in my hair.
The flask, though it's non-magical, the pale green porcelain is extremely magic resistant. Any liquid stored within it is not subject to the effects of dispelling.
Ooh.
Oh.
It can functionally hold 1 potion at a time.
Maybe
No,
HP?
hold on to that. We'll hold on to that.
Everyone gains 500 experience,
Okay.
and you gain 1 point of reputation with the Celestial Gateway Emporium.
Woo, woo.
Nice.
And how much money do we take away without Rich Coast portion then?
Let's see. We got 2,400 minus 280. 2120 divided by 4.
And as we're moving on to paperwork, that'll be where we end today's session, and we'll come back with you guys next time.
Rich go.
Yeah. You got cursed.
I told you it wasn't a very good idea.
Everybody got tattoos this session?
Don't worry. It's not the worst thing that can happen. Especially if they find me.
Yep.
Thanks for stopping in to watch Dragon Family and Friends. If you found this to your liking, make sure to subscribe, ring that notification bell, and tell us what you liked and didn't like in the comments section down below. Now, where did that mascot get off to?